Yo, welcome to AlphaISM Radio. Tonight is June the 6th, 2007. As you guys might know, tonight my guest is Inkblot, aka Tom Cannon, the owner of SureYouCan.com, as well as the tournament director for Evolution Series. He has a statement that he has prepared regarding the debate that's currently going on between, Accent Core and Slash and being at Evolution this year. So I expect him to. I'm going to go ahead and try to get him connected now. So just bear with me for 1 second. Might be busy for the second, but that's fine. It actually gives me some time to actually give you a brief overview of the show. So during this show, during the first part, I will not be taking any calls. This is straight. While he's reading his statement, I'm not going to be, fielding any calls. When he is through, he says he is willing to take some questions. So then I'm going to open it up, especially to you Guilty Gear players. This is now your chance to actually show some unity and actually, get behind and basically make your point as to why, Accent Core should or should not be there, basically. But, this is, I'm pretty happy having the show. Unfortunately, I do have some bad news to report as regards to myself, but I'm going to be leaving that later, after the Inkblot thing. I don't really think it's appropriate to get into it now. So let me try messaging him one more time. Oh, hold on for 1 sec. Actually, I think I messaged him on the name that he has on from work. So let me try to message him from the name he has on from home. I've heard about the bugs, but the thing about the bugs though is that, from my understanding, it helps a lot of the characters that aren't all that great in Accent Core, and it really doesn't break the game. The game is 98%, as But the thing though about it though is that I wonder how many of those bugs are in the arcade version as well. So okay. Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
All right, so people, this is Inkblot, aka Tom Cannon, and he is going to tell us what's going on, and then again, we're not going to be fielding any questions during the time. This is just strictly, Tom talking, and then we'll get to your questions in a bit. All right. So the floor is yours, Mr. Cannon.
Oh, goody. Yeah, so I'll be very brief. Yeah, so basically what's going on with Guilty Gear. In general, when we're picking tournament games, we try to be conservative. Why? Because it's a big event, and recently there's a lot of the prizes are getting pretty big. It's a big event now, and so we don't want to be too hasty when we do anything that affects a major tournament. Okay, if I can use a sports analogy because they're always fun. Every year it seems like in basketball, the NBA or the NCAA, they try out different rules, right? Like they try moving the 3-point line back or whatever. They try different defensive rules, but they don't always institute those rules. They're actually very conservative in the way they change the game because they don't want to screw things up, right? If they make a mistake, then the fans get unhappy, and they basically, it's an unstable game, right? So we don't want to play that game with Evo, right? Which is why it's extremely dangerous for us to jump on a new game immediately, right? Like, we didn't do that for SFAE. We sure as hell didn't do it for, like, Fighting Jam, right? Basically, before we can, like, really consider, like, a game for, like, one of our tournaments, we've got to, like, let it sort of stew out there in the community. And some people would say, well, you know, Accent Core has been out for 6 months. No, not really. The arcade version has been out for a long time, that's true, but the console version is not the same thing. And lo and behold, people are discovering all these differences between the two things. And gameplay differences don't really bother me at all, because we're a console tournament, the console version of the game would be the official version for Evo, right? So, like, when there are console differences between, you know, like, pick any game, like ST, we use PS1 ST, and this year we're using Capcom Collections ST. There are tiny differences, but it doesn't matter, right? What bothers me, or what would worry me, was if there were other differences in the PS2 version that would make it an unsuitable tournament game. Well, what would these be? Like glitches that are almost impossible to detect that would break the game or give one player an advantage. Okay, we know that there are glitches in the game now. Do those meet the criteria? I don't know. Probably not. But are there other glitches that would damage the game? Nobody can answer that question because nobody knows, right? And that's exactly the point. The game might be good, but we don't know yet. And so, you know, the day that Accent Core came out for PS2, people were saying, that's it, Accent Core should be at Evo. Well, no, that makes no sense, because if it turns out that there is something really wrong with the game, and we've said, hey, it's Accent Core, now we've screwed ourselves, right? We can either go back and say, oops, we're sorry, you know, we're going to go back to the other game because this new game is not suitable for tournament play, or we could try to institute all kinds of crazy rules to, like, get us out of the corner that we painted ourselves into. Well, judges watching for this glitch or whatever, right? Or maybe the game's just a crash fest. Who knows? Anything could happen. And I guess that's the point, right? So, okay, so having said all that, like, where are we today? Well, we know that there are flaws in the game. We know it's not arcade perfect. There are gameplay differences. There are side-dependent glitches that give player 2 an advantage. Neither of those two things would disqualify Accent Core as a tournament game, because there are differences in every console version, and there are actually 2P side differences in a lot of Capcom games. But there are also some glitches that will freeze the game. And that's probably, of the things that I've heard about Accent Core so far, that's the one that worries me the most, because, you know, the blue box problem of Marvel is annoying for everyone, and you don't want to have a repeat of that. It just is, it can, you know, lead to some really anticlimactic moments where the game freezes at the wrong time, right? So essentially, for Evo, I think that to get Accent Core into Evo, it needs more time to stew, right? I mean, some things have been discovered, but we don't know if that's it. We don't know if it's going to get any worse. We don't know. Maybe it'll get better. You know, maybe people will find out that the 2P side glitches or whatever, I think it's like Axel has an advantage on the second player side or something, that, you know, maybe that's it. That's the extent of it. Okay. So, you know, how long does it take? I don't know. It depends. If nothing else is found, then, you know, in like a month or 2 months, we can look at the information we have and say, you know, thumbs up or thumbs down, right? So when we're looking at this from Evo's point of view, is it would be crazy to add Accent Core, especially now that we know that there are these, you know, like gameplay glitches. That's the wrong way. Not gameplay glitches, but like coding glitches that can freeze the game and things like that. It would be crazy to add Accent Core within the next, like, month. Okay, so forget about it for qualifiers is what we're saying. And after qualifiers, but before, well enough in advance of Evo Finals, we're going to make, like, a yes or no call on Accent Core for Worlds. Okay, and that's going to be dependent largely on whether or not more stuff is found that would make it unsuitable for tournament play. Freezing glitches being, like, the absolute worst thing that you could have, right? Especially if it's one that can be like reproduced by a player, and is difficult to detect, right? Because that's like the ultimate. I mean, we've had all kinds of like quasi. I don't want to say cheating, but it's cheating scenarios in Marvel, right? Where someone will like glitch out their stick somehow. They have like a very sensitive stick, and they'll like hit a special button combination that'll blue box, right? And people say, "Oh, it's not my fault. It's just a bad stick," right? So we have all kinds of crazy like blue box rules for Marvel, where first you get a yellow card, and you have to use standard sticks. You can't use any adapter that you brought yourself. You have to use our adapters because we know that they're the best adapters that there are, and that's just like crazy town. So that's pretty much where we are. So just to sum up, we are 100% sticking with Slash for the qualifiers for a lot of reasons. The biggest reason is that accent core we don't want to switch to something that is an unknown quantity, and accent core is unknown. Just like any new game would be unknown like 2 weeks after it was released, right? And that's what we're talking about. Forget about arcade, think about the PS2 release. The game was just released. You don't run a major tournament for something that was just released. But EVO Worlds is 3 months away, and that gives us a month and a half or 2 months to get like good data, and that's enough time for the game to sort of stew in the community. And once we know all the information, then we'll go up or down for Worlds. That's all I got.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to add though, people, if you actually, let me ask you this question. I know we haven't got to the questions part of it yet, but there is still yet one version of Accent Core to come. That's for the one for Nintendo Wii.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's one of the things though is if it's a good possibility that they could find they're watching the PlayStation 2 release. I imagine they are, and watching what's being discovered, and it's possible that these glitches may be fixed.
You mean Arc Systems?
Yeah, for the Nintendo Wii version. So I mean, I would tell the Guilty Gear people out there that are wishing for Accent Core for essentially you have two chances, because now with this game coming out, glitches. I would actually tell people to actually email. Arc Systems. Email them, tell them about these glitches.
Well, they know. I mean, they know that they screwed up the PS2.
Well.
I mean, they issued an apology and everything. So.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know all of that. So, but that might actually be a viable. I completely agree with your decision. I completely agree, because the thing about it though is that the people that have already qualified and the people that have already practiced for Slash, it wouldn't really be fair to them, at least in my opinion, that they have to practice a whole new game and only have 3 months to practice to actually get a
Well, hold on. They might have to do that.
Right?
Like I said, in about like sometime around, I guess, EVO West. Just that's the rough time frame. We're gonna make a yes or no call on Accent Core at Worlds, and if we decide yes, then it is Accent Core for Worlds, and the people who qualify on Slash are gonna have to play Accent Core.
I understand. Okay, well, I mean, you brought up some very good points, and you should become an attorney, because it's very hard points to argue against. But I completely agree with your decision. And
so like we all know that everyone wants, not everyone, maybe like 99% of the people, which is close enough, want Accent Core, right, at EVO. But that's not that's not the only consideration, right? I mean, would you still want Accent Core at EVO if there was an ability to like glitch the game out whenever you want, and like in the grand finals, like I don't know, if someone's beating down someone else, it's super exciting, and then bam, it freezes, right? Or we have the first year that we ran Marvel on Dreamcast, it was pretty close to a disaster, because literally like every third match had a blue box, because everyone was bringing their own custom hardware, their own converters, their own sticks, and the Dreamcast is just not that well built, right? Mm-hmm. So we learned from that, and we got we did tests, and we got converters that worked with a decent variety of sticks, right? And we mostly fixed that problem, right? Mm-hmm. So, I guess that my point is, like, from that we learned that, you can't be willy-nilly with this stuff when you're running these big tournaments. You have to really understand exactly what you're going to do before you do it, right? And right now at Accent Core, there's just not enough knowing about the game. If it was arcade and we were arcade and the thing had been out for 6 months and arcade standard hardware, it's a known quantity, it's no big deal. But we're not arcade. We're a console tournament and console organization, and the console game has been out for, 2 weeks? I don't know, less than that.
Right.
Who knows? Yeah, so I'll take lots of questions. I'm sure some people have some questions.
All right, people. This is your chance to actually ask Inkblot some questions. The phone number to call in is 425-738-6216. And I'm opening it up. Please be respectful. If you are disrespectful, you will be kicked off the show permanently. I will not have this spiraling out of control and have people insulting Inkblot and whatnot. And actually, it's just not just for Inkblot, but from here on forward. Yes, some of the people that have called in have gotten really irate, got out of control, and I really want to kind of put a stop to that. So.
So Marn is asking on IRC if the people who qualified for Slash would they be in the finals if we move to Accent Core? Yes. The prize for winning or placing in a qualifier is a slot in the semifinal bracket at EVO Finals. And even if we switch from Slash to Accent Core, that still holds. So if you qualify, you've qualified. You don't have to worry about it. We're not going to take away someone's qualifying spot because we've switched the game to Accent Core.
Okay. Well, and that's pretty much what I expected. And I generally myself, I really don't have any questions either, as far as because I understand where you're coming from. Is that Marvel for the first year on Dreamcast, it really was a nightmare. I remember that when you first guys started doing the console, and I understand that you want to avoid making the same mistake twice, and just let it stew for a while. And I think that the Guilty Gear players are kind of fortunate that you're even considering it for Evil Worlds. I mean, I honestly thought you were going to come over here and say, you know what, I understand, everyone wants it at Evil World. It's just not really feasible at this time. We're actually already in the middle of the qualifiers, and we're just going to have to wait until 2008. And I was actually prepared to deal with that reality, and we'll probably have to deal with the reality, but we'll see. But let me ask you a question, though. This might complicate matters a bit, but let's say something else is found that makes the game not worthy for a tournament, but it was found in the PlayStation 2 version, but the Wii version it won't be out until July, end of July. And
wait, this year? It's that soon?
Yeah.
Okay, so if something comes out like in July, are we going to be able to test it and vet it and make sure it's okay for a tournament in August? No way.
Well, yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that perfectly. So, I didn't think it was enough time either, but I thought that that maybe that when we get the game, that a couple of the Guilty Gear players can try out and see if those particular game bugs are.
Yeah, but there could be something else, and that's even scarier because the Wii is new hardware, right?
Right.
So what happens? And I don't know. The Wiimote is wireless, so do they even have a wired version? I don't know. And you're gonna have to get your sticks for Wii. It's
not Wii, for GameCube. So.
GameCube.
Yeah.
Accent Core's coming out for GameCube?
No, but remember the Wii has GameCube.
Oh, right, yeah, but still, everyone has a PS2 stick. How many people have GameCube sticks? Yeah. And I guess they're adapters, but, we had adapters for Dreamcast. Those didn't work out so great. There's just a lot of crap that needs to be tested.
Right. By the way, if you don't want to call in and rather submit your question, we do have a chat room. You can go to www.alphaism.com. And he's actually in the chat room with me and 50 other people. And you can ask your question. Again, that's www.alphaism.com. And just click the link to visit the RC channel. You will need to have Java installed on your computer. And if that doesn't work for you, then you can contact me on AIM. My name on AIM is Bunkai0. That's BUNKEI, and number 0. So if you need to get in contact with me that way, that would also work. But as I said, I completely understand your decision. And actually, I'm sorry. I thought I missed something here. Well, I'm waiting for all the influx in.
Wow, no controversy.
No controversy. Is it really?
Everyone's stunned. They agree with my decision. Great.
Uh-oh. Someone
Let's
is
get
going
to
to
work.
call in. Uh-oh. You jinxed yourself there. Hold on. He's going to be calling in via Skype, though, I think. But I know that one thing I could see coming on the horizon that I know a lot of people might say, well, that what happened with Marvel with the adapters and the console sticks is apples to oranges to Guilty Gear, but it really isn't, though, because with Guilty Gear, first of all, Guilty Gear is not like that. You got a lot of people who play that game, and you're talking about trying to find judges who knows enough about the game to really, to be able to detect stuff like that. And I mean, that's really unreliable, at least in my case. At least that's what I believe. Hello, welcome to the AlphaISM Radio. Hello.
Hello, this is Jake, or Robot from Houston.
Okay.
So basically, I kind of have a couple questions. I'm hearing the decision from Inkblot about accent core, and I understand he does bring up some valid points about testing the game and some of the freezes. But for someone like me, I am lucky to have been playing accent core since it released on arcade here in Houston. For people, there's other people too in the United States who've also gained access to accent core for a pretty long time now. To a player like that, how do you tell them that they have to, if they want to come to your tournament, they have to play a game they stopped playing months ago?
Well, the thing about it is Guilty Gear Slash was announced, in February or January? I mean, they announced this game months and months ago, so if they stop playing the game, to me, that's their own fault.
Well, I don't know. So,
that's how I see it.
I don't know. So I know you're not saying this, but occasionally you hear someone say, like, damn you, Evo, if you don't have accent core, I'm not going, right? Which is, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So there's a lot more to Evo than just, like, the tournament, right? And you're going to play, most people are going to play between 2 and 6 or 7 tournament games, right?
Yeah.
But then the whole rest of the weekend, you do whatever you want, right? So even if we decide to go with Slash, and you really, really like accent core, then you have an option of coming to EVO and playing against all the best accent core players in the world, right, for like 3 days straight, and maybe don't even enter the tournament if you really don't like Slash, right?
Correct. I mean, that's...
So,
But
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I know that, Slash has been tested or whatever, and, it's proven, and it's in the books and all that stuff, but, I mean, there's also, like, there's the players also, I mean, like you did say earlier, from all the polls that have been taking, all the threads that have, popped up on Dustloop, 99% of anyone who considers themselves a serious Guilty Gear player would rather play accent core than Slash. But then at the same time, I understand your points about the game being not tested thoroughly enough. But there's also that element of bringing the unknown to a tournament that makes it exciting, like a new game.
Well, okay, so there's the good unknown and there's the bad unknown, right? All the gameplay changes and the character tiers shifting and, who's going to pick up the new stuff the fastest and all that stuff is great. I agree with you. But then there's like, if we run a tournament with this game, are we even going to be able to finish the tournament, or will the results be fair, right? And for that's where I'm talking about the glitches, right? So, if every 10th game, even like if 1 in 10 games glitch out, right? That's kind of a disaster. Okay, or if someone discovers there's some new glitch with half the characters where somehow some of their moves can quadruple in damage. I don't know. The point is no one knows, right? First it was assumed that the game was arcade perfect, and then we now know there's glitches, and we know that there are at least 3 varieties of glitches. So essentially, to make it as simple as I can, if we have a reasonable level of confidence that running an Accent Core tournament in August would not be a disaster, then we'll do it, right? But we can't say that. Go ahead.
If I can just,
that sounds good and all, and I like that you're still open to considering, that Accent Core could be the played game, but I almost believe though that if the decision is made now to keep Slash with the quals, then it'll almost be at that point everyone will just be practicing Slash. It would just reverse everyone's decision to want Accent Core, and they would end up wanting Slash in the end anyway.
I don't know. I guess I disagree because it's only going to affect 8 people, right? If you don't think that you can qualify, if you don't think you have a good shot at qualifying for Evo Worlds, then you can kind of roll the dice and stop playing Slash today and start playing Accent Core, right? And then maybe you don't do so well on the claws, but you weren't going to qualify anyway, and then you're fine, right? If you do think that you're going to qualify, then yeah, you kind of have a dilemma. I admit it, but what else can we do? If we switch to Accent Core now, and Evo North just is a meltdown or something, then we're doubly screwed. First, because Evo North didn't work out, and then what are we going to do for Evo West and Evo Worlds? We're going to have to switch back to Slash, right? Now we look like idiots.
Evo North is at NWC, right?
Yes.
I have just one comment is to someone who's deal with businesses on a daily basis at my job, and the thing about it though is I understand that everyone has really supports something being done, but you got to look at it from a business perspective as well. It's just that businesses don't like going into the unknown. That's if you make decisions like that on the skin of your pants, then that can really burn you. And you have to wait and see how it turns out, and you have to weigh the costs involved. We don't have to deal with what Tom has to deal with, so it's easy for us to say, hey, let's just go ahead and let's do the game. But you got to look at it from a business perspective. Unfortunately, it's the way of the world, but this is a business also, so you got to kind of look at it from that standpoint. And while it may not mean a lot to a lot of players out there, but it means a lot to the business owner. And being there for the business owner in my job, I can understand their plight. So I can understand where Inkblot is coming from. I hope I made sense.
Yeah, I see that. It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, so basically,
they have a lot of money that they sorry.
Well, don't. The business side is one thing, but just imagine that we weren't a business, and just think, okay, so we started this tournament series. Maybe we're just doing this for fun or something, and there's no money on the line even. Okay, and Accent Core came in the middle of the season. It did, right? It came in after Evo South, right? So in the middle of the season, Accent Core came in. If we want to transition to it at any point in time, someone's going to get screwed, right? Because we've already had at least one Slash qualifier. So just entertaining the idea of it of bringing Slash in is going bring some uncertainty, and someone's going to get screwed. So we wouldn't even consider it if people didn't really, really, really want it, right? But because there was such an overwhelming majority of people who wanted this, we're like, okay, fine. So how can we think to bring it in? And this is the best that we've come up with. I'm going to go AFK for a sec. I'll be right back.
Okay.
About what Inkblot said, I agree with it. I guess, at least they are still willing to consider it. I like that I didn't like Mr. Wizard's response in the end when he was just like, it's final, but Inkblot's response about like letting the game kind of stew and seeing about switching it up for Evo Worlds, I mean that's very reasonably, and also, I mean, just as long as like players at Evo North and which one's left, Evo North and
Evo West.
well, as long as those players know that before going into those qualifiers that the game might change at Evo Worlds, then I guess that sounds.
And that's to me, I mean that's really. I mean I don't understand. Maybe someone can correct me, but I don't remember this ever happened in Evolution where a game has changed after.
No, it's never happened.
It's never happened. So
happened.
I would say that's a big. That's you guys should feel good about that. Because
it hasn't changed yet.
I mean, it hasn't. Right, it hasn't changed yet. But even just to be considering the idea to change it, that's really a big plus. At least it is to me. Because had I been running a tournament, I probably would have done Slash all the way, and not even chance it at all. Because it's just a matter of being fair. I understand people want us to be fair to the players, but you also want to be fair to the people who put these tournaments together.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, it would be really easy to do AC, right? I mean we have the Japanese PS2s. We just need to buy 16 copies of the game or something, and done, right? So yeah, it's really just a matter of how glitchy is this thing, and if we try to run a tournament on it, do we have a pretty good assurance that it's not just gonna fucking die? Right, and that goes, like I said, it's the freezing glitches, the glitches where the game just breaks, right? Not like game breaking, like roll canceling, powerful moves. Like the game breaks, right? That's one category of move or glitch that we're concerned about. And the other category would be some kind of glitch that gives your character like an overwhelming advantage that we would want to ban, but can't because it's like impossible to detect or something. Like there are crazy glitches like the Bridget yo-yo glitch. First of all, that's not even game breaking. It's just kind of interesting, and it's easy to detect when it happens because something happens that wouldn't normally happen, right? But there are other things that you could imagine, right, where it would just make the tournament, pointless unless you had like I was saying, like judges who knew Guilty Gear watching for this thing, right? But if you have to do that, then it's just a crappy game for tournaments anyway.
Right. Someone wanted to ask, I mean, I really don't think this question is really relevant to what we're talking about, but okay, let me see. How many people are going to be in semis for any game? Is there actually a thread where they can read this or a site they can go to actually read this?
Yeah, evo2k.com.
Okay. All right, go to evo2k.com. There you go.
Has all the rules. So XXSoul is saying on IRC that there is not going to be a new version for the PS2, so Guilty Gear players just have to adjust to the bugs. That's true. And for like almost all the bugs, that's absolutely correct. We deal with roll canceling bugs in CVS2, and we have to deal with all the bugs in all the games. But if there's some glitch that's undetectable that resets the game, or you can't tell who reset the game, and you can't tell if it was done accidentally or on purpose, you just can't hold a tournament on that game. The game is so buggy. And it's not like the gameplay, it's the functioning of the game. It's so buggy that you cannot possibly, you can't hold a tournament game on it. Because in a winner-take-all situation with lots of big prizes on the line, if someone's at a disadvantage and the game resets, what do? We can't prove that the person who was behind reset the game. We can't just restart the game. We could, but it's just not a good situation, right? And you may be sitting out there thinking, well, that's not going to happen, right? Sure, the odds of this happening are not great, right? The game is probably okay. We can't assume that it's okay because if we find out, after the tournament starts or after we've already run one qualifier or something that the game's not okay, then we have to pull it, right, and bring in the old version, and that's an unthinkable situation to have happen, and we have to guard against things like that really at all costs.
You know what? Actually, I'm getting some more information from everyone knows Kai. Kai is our resident Guilty Gear expert. He says the freeze glitch that is the one with Ino, and it's just the same one. It's also in Slash, but the thing about it though is that it takes 2 people to cause the freeze. It takes both players.
Okay, that's great. So that's not a problem.
But again, that does not solve the underlying issue, because there might be something else where only one player is required.
Yeah.
So,
Are there other freeze glitches?
yeah.
No one knows.
Right. So, but I do want to like put that out there, because I thought, I mean, I'm sure there might be some Guilty Gear players listening that's like, well, it takes 2 people to do it. Cool. So that's one thing out the way, but it's still, it's still an unknown. So.
Yeah.
All right,
Exactly.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Am I? All right, I'm in here. I've been quiet the whole time. I've just been listening to you guys. But as far as that glitch is concerned, yeah, it pretty much is just when you play Ino, and what it is like when Ino does her air super, and another character throws like a fireball like at the same time. Like there's videos of it on YouTube and stuff like that. You can look it up. I'll actually do a search for it while I'm sitting here and see if I can find them for you. But yeah, I mean you can see what causes it, and I mean the Guilty Gear community has like put in a lot of hours into Accent Core, and if you take into account Japan and people in Europe and stuff like that, I think it's all these things were found out almost within like the first day that the game was released. So if the game's been out for 2 weeks now on console, so I think if there's anything else like outstanding that would cause a problem, would have been found out already.
Maybe.
So I really don't think I think that's the only issue with the game. I mean, you brought up the Bridget Yo-Yo glitch, but that's not, like you said, game breaking. I mean, if anything, it just gives Bridget an upper hand, because now she has combo that can do massive damage if you can do it right, like everybody else does.
Right. Well, okay. So if you're right, then Guilty Gear Accent Core will be at Evo Worlds. Okay.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Assuming
it's just,
nothing else is found.
Yeah.
Who
Wow.
did that?
Don't blow on your mic.
Heck?
Killing
but
me.
one thing that I want to say is like you guys. I mean, one thing that I don't want to say I have a problem with it, because you can't really have a problem with the way that you guys are handling the situation. You guys are doing the right thing, but it feels like in this kind of situation you should like not be doing the right thing and just say screw it, new game was released, and that's what the Guilty Gear community wants, and it just feels like that's what.
Yeah, well,
but you're doing the right thing,
We're kind of doing that. Like, I mean, our stance for a long time was, are you fucking crazy? The game just came out. No, we're staying with Slash, right?
Right.
And it's only been because of all these threads and polls and the really overwhelming response that we're trying to think of, okay, how can we get this thing in without,
right.
without opening
One
ourselves to big risk.
We were talking about it on. I don't know if you were around during the conversation, but we were talking about it in the Guilty Gear channel on IRC. And one thing that we brought up was, or that I suggested to a Wizard, was what I think you should do is like how last year you had the opportunity for people to register online and vote if they wanted like an extra tournament for a side game, and if they got X amount of votes, then you would have it. I think,
I remember that. That totally failed.
Yeah,
totally
you know
failed.
what? We knew it was going to fail, and that's why we offered it.
Yeah, but just
Man,
because of the situation and like saying that you don't want to screw over the people that want to play Slash and stuff, even though I haven't listened to the whole radio thing, but I think, or know all the information. I think you might have gotten past that. But one thing I did suggest was everybody who is going to go to Evo World, like, offer the sign-ups now and then have that poll only for the Guilty Gear players. So that way, it's not a skewed. It's not a skewed poll. Everybody who wants to play and is going to go to Evo. It's not just an easily available poll on Dustloop or SRK or anything where anybody can vote and put down what they want to put. It's only the people who are seriously going to play, and I'm pretty sure that you'll get 90% of the community to, that registered and voted that would say that they want to play Accent Core over Slash.
I'm sure it would be that way as well. And so, I mean, I think that's a good scientific way of getting accurate numbers, but I also think it's unnecessary because I think everyone pretty much knows that that's the case.
Right.
But I also wanted to say that someone was saying earlier, I think it's XXO, saying that that people would rather play a glitchy Accent Core than a near perfect Slash. Well, my response to that is, what if an Accent Core someone can do a glitch over and over again and freeze the game, and then it completely ruins the game or the perception of the finals? Well, I mean, would you want something like that? Because that is a possibility. Because,
Right, or put slightly in a simpler way. Suppose it's you versus like, I don't know, pick your favorite top GGXX player. Like, I'm just gonna pick Ruin because I know he has Eddie in his avatar. And you're like beating him down. You're having the game of your life or whatever, and the game resets right in the middle of it. But you still want Accent Core Duo? And some people may say yes, right? But because they like the game that much. But as a tournament organizer, I say no, because that's the worst thing that can possibly happen. We sort of live for these great moments, like the Daigo Perry moment, or like fantastic upsets. And if there's even a reasonable chance that the game is just going to wig out, right? Or even worse, that there's a way to make it break and you can't detect it. That's like the worst thing ever, right? And yeah, it's really rare that this is going to happen, but we know it's happened with Marvel. It wasn't like it was a hardware glitch, but it was still a glitch, right? So we have past experience with this, and there's no way we're going to risk doing that again, right? So it's just, you can't introduce a game 2 weeks after it's released. 2 months, sure. Because by then, Kai, you said most of the stuff was found on day one. I'm sure 90% of the stuff, maybe 95% of the stuff was found on day one. But we can't guarantee that 100% or 99.9% of the stuff was found. But in 2 months, we can see.
If I could ask one question to Mr. Cannon, it would be that. Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to be formal,
Yeah.
And it's a proper conversation or whatever. But okay, Ink. If there's one thing, I was gonna ask, it would just be, all right. So basically, you're saying that if between now and after the 2 quals, that Guilty Gear is found to not have any glitches that at least one player can cause the game, or one player can cause the game to freeze or reset or whatever, and there's nothing game breaking, that it will be a definite switch to Accent Core. Or it'll still be up for consideration.
Yeah, so I would say it a little bit more generally. If there's anything wrong with the game that makes it like unsuitable to like physically hold a tournament for it, right? Forget about the merits of like the gameplay and all that stuff. But if it causes PS2s to blow up, or if randomly one of the controllers gets disconnected, or any of that crap, if we see any of that, then if we don't see any of that in the next 2 months, then yes, we flip the switch and say it's Accent Core, right? And I fully admit that the odds of this happening are very low, but if it happens, then the whole Guilty Gear year is just shot, right? So we can't risk it. And we'll never risk it for any game, right? If the same thing, if say like SFHD came out like yesterday, right? We wouldn't switch to that either. We would be doing probably something pretty similar, right? We'll say, well, maybe we can have an STHD exhibition at Worlds, or if people really, really want it, then maybe once we verify that the game is legit, then we can switch. So yes, to answer your question briefly, if there's nothing like crazy wrong with the game, then sometime around EVO West, we'll make the call and switch to Accent Core.
I have a theoretical question that I want to ask you. What if it's like, maybe this is a stupid question to ask, but what if, okay, these bugs are in the PlayStation 2 version. Let's just say that the bugs found are all the ones to be found, and Evolution Finals has Accent Core. But what if it turns out that the Wii version has a fraction or even none of the bugs the PlayStation 2 version have?
Oh, like the Wii version's better?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's tricky, right?
That is tricky, but of course what we just said before about the PlayStation 2, the GameCube converters, not exactly plentiful. They're out there. You can find them. I found them myself, but then that opens up a little bit of can of worms.
Well, it depends on what people want. I mean, everyone has a PS2. How many people have a Wii? And how many people have for the Guilty Gear community to switch to the Wii version over the PS2 version? I'm not even sure if many people would want to do that. Because there are differences, but does it really make that big of a difference?
Plus, the game is, I don't know if it is on PlayStation 2, but the game is going to be in 480p, so it'll be prettier at least. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, as long as the game played the same, I'm pretty sure nobody would care what console it was on.
Right,
yeah, but so, suppose like they make the Wii version arcade perfect, right? Mm-hmm. Are we going to start seeing like Wii only tournaments? I kind of doubt it. Cause,
I doubt it too. Although I would love to give some love to the Wii because personally I think it's a cool system, but hey, what can you say? Actually, I think Wizard wants to call in. Oh, so hold on. Let me see if he can. Hold on. He's ready. I'm telling him I'm putting him on the spot. I'm putting him on the spot here.
Has Wizard ever called in before?
No.
Oh.
I didn't know. Okay, the PlayStation 2 version is already 480p. Sorry. Alright, so, I mean, that's nothing unique to the Wii. My fault. My fault.
You know what, though? I can contest to this. On the East Coast, you cannot find a Nintendo Wii anywhere. I've looked for one since it got released. I cannot find one.
I hope in 6 months, although they're trying to say that this shortage might last 2 years, but I'm hoping that in 6 months that it won't be that bad anymore, you know. But if it's like, I mean, I would be surprised that, I would be surprised if it's a year later and we still cannot find any Wii's.
It's really rare.
Well, I would have bought a Wii back in November if I could have saw one.
F&J, what's up?
How you doing?
Alright, here, I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. I'm gonna post this link in the AlphaISM channel, from
Yeah, I
Potentially.
see it.
And if you look at around a minute and a half into the video, you'll see the Eno glitch where Abba tries to throw a fireball and Eno's doing the air super, and the game freezes up. That's what the glitch looks like.
The game explodes! Aw, why is there audio? Mute that.
So how sensitive is this? I mean, is this a situation where you can like?
I know Leonard and
Well, I mean, when you'll see the video, and
have experience.
to me, what it looks like, it seems like, well, Eno has to do her air super, and then the character has to do a projectile at the same time, but Eno does not just randomly do air supers, and there's not that many Eno players to begin with. You know, and like the position that she would be in to be doing that super, the other person is either going to get hit with it and the projectile is not going to come out, or they're not going to be throwing a projectile anyway because they're going to be scared of the super. So it's not really something that should come up that often, if it comes up at all, because like I said, there's not that many Eno players to begin with.
Right. I can just
That was really-
imagine, like, if we switch over, someone's gonna like do a glitch just to like, just to do it.
Yeah, no,
Ah,
I mean-
it's the game. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
yeah, but it's one of those, you know, it's a situational thing where, you know, that situation shouldn't come up very often because, you know, you shouldn't really be throwing, you know, a projectile full screen, and, you know, shouldn't be doing that super from full screen away for you to be throwing that projectile in the first place.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it would be. That would be. It's one of those things where.
Yeah, okay, so it's that super. I thought it was the other super where she kind of dives down or whatever. Okay.
The one where she like rips her guitar around and like a big.
It sounds like the Ruby Heart glitch to me.
I didn't realize there was a Ruby Heart glitch, but it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that's what everyone is saying. It's like no Iron players too so retarded to do a super from a full screen away. I mean, that's basically
Yeah, like
a
all
death.
three of them.
Yeah, I mean that's like death actually.
This is an Xbox Live glitch.
But all right, I'm still waiting for Wizard. Wizard's like procrastinating. Come on, get on the horn.
Get used to that. That's his fucking trademark.
But I guess I don't mean to switch gears, but I do want to make an announcement because it does concern the radio. As you guys know, for the last 2 weeks or so, I have not been feeling very well. All right, I did go to the doctor, and I have been diagnosed with with type 2 diabetes. It is normally this would not be that serious. However, my blood sugar level is dangerously high. So,
Alright.
so because of that,
Dude, there's some major random noise going on in the background.
so
Yeah, you're breaking up, Ben.
all right. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So because of that, I got some medication to get the blood sugar level down. But if I don't get it down soon, then I can fall into a diabetic coma. And since I live alone, that's a pretty dangerous thing because obviously if I don't get medical attention, I will die. So I'm just wanting to let you guys know, just in the case that if I ever disappear, I don't mean to be morbid, but at the same time I got to be realistic. And I just if you guys, I mean, some of you do have my cell number, so
diabetes.
Yes.
talking.
Alright. My swap magic worked. I can play accent core now.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Ben. I just got
Ben,
excited.
is this the kind of diabetes that has to do with being overweight, or does this have to do with?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's I'm about 60 pounds overweight, and so obviously being overweight does factor into it, and the fact that it does run in both of my families, both sides of my families, and also I'm African American. African Americans tend to have it more than other ethnic groups. So, it's basically, some of it probably is my fault, for being 60 pounds overweight, and I've actually did not have a good day today because, the doctor, gave me a diet recommendation, and like my lunch is supposed to be 2 pieces of wheat bread and ham. I'm not ham, I'm turkey. And I'm like, I can't eat like that. I mean, I'm starving right now, but I really can't eat anything because right now I don't have the money to buy all of that food, that they want me to buy. And most of the food that they want me to eat, I don't really eat, So it's a big change for me, But I just want you guys to know that just in case, something does happen, and that's pretty
Dude,
much
this
it.
is too negative and too morbid. I'm sorry, but Ben, hit me up after the show because I lost 40 pounds since December. I was really in a bad way last year, and
You block it, however.
Well,
hopefully I can help you out.
Right. I mean, it's not.
Eddie has a move where
It's not as. I mean, don't get me wrong.
like,
But it's pain,
drill,
and
that's
plus,
considered low.
sticking myself with
There's setups
insulin
where
and
you
all of
can
that
do
stuff.
the drill and a
I am
move
not
that's-
terribly fond of that.
turns into
I have
a move
a
that's
deathly
considered
fear
overhead.
of needles, and pricking
I
myself
understand what you're trying to
was
say, but
it was an ordeal in
it's
itself.
still not a
But
block.
I do want to. But I got some guidelines and
Like, it's like
suggestions
saying
from
like
different
Hadouken
people, and I'm
hits
sure
you on
that
the
after
head.
this show,
Who's speaking in the background?
Doesn't matter.
what is going on, dude? Someone turn
Somebody-
off your radio. That's mad annoying.
Whoever's on the radio is playing Guilty Gear in the background, so I heard him mention Eddie. But
Crazy
no,
echo,
best of
man.
luck with that, Ben. But you know what, Ben? You always have like a pessimistic view, and you always seem to put ultimatums on yourself, and nothing ever happens. Everything works out all right for you, so I think you'll be okay.
well,
The worst thing you can do is put an ultimatum on yourself. You gotta.
He always
I mean,
does
it's
it.
not. Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm
And-
really putting an ultimatum, but at the same time, though, I mean, I'm going to try my best. I mean, that's all I can do, and and then whatever happens, happens. That's how I look at it, and that's just how I'm going to look at it, And I mean, I told the guy that the diet that they recommended me is unrealistic. Because I mean, it's like in the morning.
You know what?
have, like,
You know
an
what though? The
apple
diet
and-
that a doctor recommends you is always unrealistic.
I mean,
You
that's
just
right. I mean, I
gotta
should say
you gotta make it
dietitian,
real
but-
for yourself and still work out and still eat healthy. There's a realistic way to do everything.
Right. So, I
So-
mean, I'm gonna try to do my best and abide by much as much as it says in the guidelines. But at the same time, though, I am not going to starve myself over this. I mean that's basically what it is. I'm like, who do you know only eats a sandwich for lunch? I mean, I'm not saying that you should go out and pig out, but at the same time, though, like some of the stuff that they have, like in the morning, I'm supposed to have an apple, and half of
That
one.
sounds like a drastic fucking starvation plan to me. I don't know
mean,
if that's
seriously,
gonna work.
this is what they like. Or they like, I can eat like a bowl of whole wheat cereal with skim nasty milk. I mean, I'm going. Okay, it's like.
I like skim milk. What the hell, man?
I mean, but here's
I'm
another thing.
vegetarian, and
Like,
that sounds
I can't,
nasty.
I can't have.
I didn't
sodas
know that
anymore.
milk had any sugar in it.
I can't have sodas
It
anymore.
does.
I can't have sodas anymore, so I have to give away all of my sodas. Basically, that was a waste of money.
Yes.
And
Give
diet.
them to the homeless.
I can't drink.
Feel good about yourself.
No, that's all I was gonna do is dehydrate them. I mean, all I could do is buy diet soda, but I don't like any diet soda. I tried Diet Dr Pepper, which people say is great. Stuff is horrible.
You know what's pretty good is Coke Zero.
I tried that today. Stuff is horrible.
What?
I mean,
Tastes
just
like
like
Try
Ben
that
likes,
Arnold
Ben
Palmer
likes
iced tea lemon.
candy flavored soda.
All right, Ben. Seriously, if
Diet-
you really
Diet
need
Coke
help with
is-
it, I can help you out. Just like I said, I lost 40 pounds in the past 6 months. and I really didn't even do that much. So I want to help you out, man. Just hit me up after the radio show.
Okay, that's fine. But I want to pass.
Same here too, hey.
All right,
And
so
also-
Wizard
oh,
is finally
sorry.
going to call in.
Yay.
You know,
Alright, before he gets on, I want to clarify something. XX Soul, actually, I guess he posted more about the actual glitch in the channel. I guess he said you actually have to do a force break move, the new EX moves, during the super, and it's not, I don't know, And
What's-
somebody was saying that they tried it up close and it didn't work. It was only working like full screen away or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that one.
Yeah, I don't know. So it was up in I don't know, like around. Well, I'm East Coast, so
wait, can I ask a question?
23:19.
Is
So
Coke Zero different from Diet Coke?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I never
It
had Coke
is.
Zero.
Coke Zero is good. Diet Coke is nasty.
Okay, well then
All those diet drinks taste like fucking complete shit. Ugh.
now you understand what I'm saying. I mean, I'd rather drink water. You know, and you know, I can't even have lemonade. That bugs the mess out of me. I told him I've been drinking lemonade. He's like, you gotta stop drinking that.
not even like
Lemonade.
natural
Yeah.
lemonade.
Lemonade
No,
with a
just
lot of
natural
sugar in it,
lemonade
man.
because
What about
the
diet lemonade?
citric acid is digested as sugar in your bloodstream. So I can't have lemonade.
Forget the citric acid. There's a lot of sugar in lemonade.
Not if you have natural
No,
lemonade.
but
If you just have lemonade.
No, there's what they're saying is that the ingredients inside of lemons have digest as sugar, even though that they're not really sugar. They digest as sugar
Right.
into your system. So it doesn't matter that I don't put any sugar in it. I can't have it. That's what the dietitian said. And so there we go. So I got my fat-free milk and a nasty ass cereal in the pantry. And I'm gonna try to see if I can deal with this. Otherwise, this might be a very, very short radio broadcast.
Yeah, but what about like Cheerios? Aren't Cheerios like whole wheat?
No, they said brand. They like grains are okay. Yo, now fishing radio.
This is Mr. Wizard.
How you
Uh-oh.
doing?
You're all screwed now.
Everyone's banned.
My site, my rules.
How you been doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Been better.
Don't ask.
But, yeah.
Right.
But it's all right. Well, so what do you have to say about this whole, Guilty Gear situation?
I think it's a good move that we're moving to AC, even though it might appear that the players might think I'm actually against it, but I was actually for it, and I actually sent an email to Tom earlier in the week expressing this, asking him if there was any way we could switch over to AC. But as always, if there's bugs in the game, we have to check out what's going on before we can even approve anything.
I just want to bring it up for emphasis, just because I think we all owe, for all of us that want Accent Core there, I think we actually owe, a big thank you to Mr. Cannon here. Because,
No, you don't. Whatever.
well, how can you say no you don't? Because obviously if you say there's
Because
slash
so it's an easy decision, right? I mean, basically, it's not like if we had, so Slash actually last year was a lot more of a pain in the ass because we had to go out and get these Japanese PS2s and whatever, right? But doing Accent Core would be easy, right? It's just a matter of, is it the right thing to do, and we just don't know yet.
Well,
Right.
I stand by that. We owe you thanks, because if you would have said slash only, well, no one's going to come up to you and say, you know what, we're having Accent Core at Evolution. No one's going to do that. No one's that stupid. So
Yeah, I guess the way I see it is, tournament organizers in general get a lot of shit from people who think that we're out to get you, right? And it's not me. It's me and Wilson and even Zarel back in ECCs. And anyone who's organized a tournament knows this, that there are some people who just have a slightly twisted view of reality and think that decisions are made with them specifically in mind, right? So don't go there. But on the other side, there are things that we do that are really great, and then there are things that we do that are just kind of easy, and we do it because it's the right thing to do. And this is one of those things that I think is just kind of easy and good and the right thing to do, and it'll hopefully work out for everybody, and we'll all be happy in the end, or something like that.
So let me ask you a question. You know, and this is not on the topic of Guilty Gear, but this is rather an interesting scenario. What happens if next year, let's say Super Turbo HD Remix comes out, and it's absolutely horrible?
Well, if it's bad, we're not going to have a tournament for it. I really, really doubt that it'll be bad. I think it's going to be really good.
Right,
It
it
won't
won't
be
be, but you know what?
It won't be, man.
Though, but I mean bad in quotations, because bad maybe from to the point where maybe I won't see it as bad, but most.
Well, it's not going to be bad in any sense of the word because, I mean, David Sirlin's working on it, and Stiltman's working on it, right? And they're going to make sure it's not bad, right?
Right.
You know,
Okay.
if they make a mistake, it's possible. Everyone's human. Then it could end up being, you know, bad. But if it's bad, then we're not going to hold a tournament for it.
We all know that T-Hawk stage and Geef stage has no glitches right now, right?
Yeah, whatever.
What?
So, you know, like arcade versus like console. I'm not actually sure what you're talking about. What are the glitches?
Hello.
DXP.
Because T-Hawk stage is extremely slow on CCC2, and Geef stage is extremely fast. And
But okay.
Evo East, we spent about 5 to 7 minutes trying to get off T-Hawk stage, and it would not
Yeah,
get
that
off
was funny as
stage.
hell.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, and we were like, you know what, fuck this, we'll just play on this stage, we've had enough.
That was funny.
But at the same time, though, I mean, from my understood of it, it's not like they certainly had a great amount of time to work on this project. You know, I mean, it's one of those things where when you work on a project, you got deadlines to meet. And I mean, I honestly think he did the best that he could. You know, and you know that's really the end of it. I'm sure that if he had more time, then he would have tried to catch some of the bugs that have been discovered in the game. But at the same time, though, unless you like work in an environment where you know how they're dealing with timelines, and getting stuff done under a certain budget and in a certain time frame, I think people are spoiled sometimes.
You know what, though? I've been probably the major proponent behind CCC2. I've said that besides the speed glitches, this game is arcade perfect, and a lot of people have come out, like Valle and some other OG players, and they said that it's different. I'm sorry, it's not. The gameplay is there. If you can get past the speed glitches, you can really get into the game, and it's arcade perfect. But here's my concern about STHD. This is my major concern. Right now, for the 360, there are no worthy joysticks for that system. There's nothing you can play on and play a Street Fighter game on. And, honestly, though, no one's really tried to play a Street Fighter game seriously on the 360. If you're going to have STHD at EVO next year, what are we going to play on? Because I'm not playing on a gamepad. That's
let's figure it
Well,
out.
the joystick coming out.
Oh, the PS3?
Yeah, you can play it on the PS3,
360.
or maybe there'll be some adapter for Xbox 360 to PS2.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't own a PS3. I don't plan on spending $600 on the next year to buy a PS3. So.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a joystick stated that's right now scheduled for July 17th. The Virtual Fighter 5 360 joystick by Volt. I don't know anything about it though, so I can't tell you if it's going to
only
be
like
good.
3 buttons?
Oh, actually, there's the DOA stick, too, which is a good Sanwa style stick.
You can't buy that stick anywhere, man. I've been trying to buy it for a year.
Get it
I
on
can't
eBay.
find it. Oh,
It's like
yeah,
$80
eBay.
on
Let me
eBay
buy
now.
second hand for fucking $200. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Oh, you said you wanted a stick. You don't want a pad enough.
Dedicated.
my hair hurts, but that was.
I'm just being realistic, man. From a comic gamer's point of view, you cannot play anything on the 360. No way.
Well, I think
Oh, what's that?
Hello.
What was that?
Okay.
Well, that's a year away, right? And the best thing would be if someone made a good PS2 to 360 adapter, right? And maybe actually PS2 to PC might work. PC to
What about
USB, I mean. PS2 to
uh,
USB.
Doesn't Jason Wilson still work for Newbie Tech?
I have no idea.
Yeah, he does. He used to work for Nubu.
Well, if he does, someone tell Jason Wilson to get on this shit. That's free money.
By the way, there's a guy on. There's someone saying to me there's a guy on an SRK who makes 366. Koi is his name.
Yeah, but we
What the
know how
hell?
that
Why
happens when people sell shit
Whose
on
microphone is
SRK.
outside? Why is there a fucking breeze blowing into his microphone right now?
I think it's a CS DZX1.
Oh, hell no. There's something wrong with my shit. Hold on.
it sounds like you're on the beat.
Damn, that's bad. I'm gonna step out. I might be back a couple hours.
Okay then.
All right,
So,
man.
Hold it down. See you guys later. Good luck with those diabetes.
All right, thanks, man.
All right.
Later, man.
Something wrong with my setup here. I gotta get off. Find out what's going on with it.
All right.
Ben, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I just wanted to say my dad has type 2 diabetes. He's about 54, and he's managing fine. It's not that hard. But he doesn't follow the diet that your doctors recommended. So, you know.
I'm gonna try my best. I'm going to be reasonable with it. But I'm one of those people where if it's not enough, then screw it. It's been nice knowing you. I mean, I don't really mean it like that, but at the same time, though, I am not going to starve myself over this, and I'm making myself clear. It's not like that. I mean, I like to eat, but it's not one of those. But it's not really has anything to do with that. It's just a matter of being feasible with it. I mean, it's just like, if I get in a coma or somehow and I, can't be revived, and it's been 6 months, I mean, go ahead and let me go. Shoot,
Dude, you're not gonna get in a coma.
No, that won't happen.
Well, I don't know. I mean, from what they told me, it can and probably will happen if they don't get my blood sugar down.
All right, Ben, how much do you weigh right now? Let's be honest.
235.
All right, you weigh 235. Artie Lang, who's on the Howard Stern show every single day, he weighs over 300. He doesn't have diabetes. And he eats the shittiest of food every day on the air. You're not going to get fucking into a coma because you have diabetes. This is insane, man.
No,
Well,
not
not everybody's the same either, Phil.
Right.
But still, it's like, come on, man. The doctor feels bad because you're overweight. He's trying to give you a way to make you lose weight. You will lose weight if you want to, but don't buy into the fucking bullshit. I mean, you're not going to get diabetes tomorrow and go into a coma,
No, what he's saying is if they do not bring down my blood sugar level, that I can go into a diabetic coma. That's what they're saying.
And the thing, I mean, there's just more to discuss on it. I mean, it's not I don't think it's an all or nothing thing. I mean, I don't know, did you ask him, one thing I did was just add salads before the sandwich, and I don't know what the doctor would have to say about that. There's a certain type you can add to the meal.
I can eat salad. I can have certain type of sauces with the salad, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, I was looking at the list, and the list is like foods I don't eat. I mean, it's not like that they're nasty, but there's like certain ways that they want me to do this food. Like, if I eat chicken now, they want me to peel it off almost to the bone and just eat it that way. I'm going, well, what the freaking point?
Well, there's a lot to learn about food. I mean, I was with people too. We buy 2 liters of Coke a week, fast food all the time and all that kind of stuff, and just, there's a lot more to food. Certain ways to do spices and things like that might be on the list. And if we might do it a certain way, it might work out. So I think it just needs to be explored more to say, where on the scale we can end up.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to integrate some of the guidelines into the diet, and then I'm going to still eat the foods that I like. I'm just going to eat a lot less of it, and if that doesn't do it, and then so be it. That's just it. I mean, screw it.
Hey, Rich.
Yeah.
Rich, you should link Ben to that 5-quart Black & Decker steamer that you bought or whatever like that.
Oh yeah.
Steaming food is really good. It's healthy for you, Ben, and it tastes good, and it's easy, it's quick. It's actually less hassle than actually cooking or frying or anything like that. You just pop it in a steamer and let it go for a half hour, and you can make. I mean, if you get a big enough one. I mean, Rich was looking at one where it held enough for I can't remember how big the thing
Yeah, that
was
a huge one. I actually got I think one of the smaller ones, and that's still huge. It's really a 3-4 person thing.
Rice.
And I used to get the fried Chinese food and all that stuff too. And again, there's a certain way you can do it that's not fried. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
No more rice, no more pasta, no more spaghetti, no more No more hamburger helper. No more mac and cheese. No more.
Bullshit.
That's true.
Bullshit.
I went over. He asked me to write down what what foods I eat the most often.
Well,
And he
okay,
called-
if you eat
and
those
he
most
told-
often, okay.
Right, because he goes, not necessarily that I eat it every day, but like what food do you like normally eat, at least once a week or twice a week? And I put that on my foods, and he says you can't eat none of them.
Well,
Alright.
what you really have to do, like I think, like in the big picture of it is just like as a percentage is concerned, like you can still eat what you want to eat, like you can still have like a high calorie diet, just you have to that percentage of like the sugars or whatever that you're not supposed to have in your meals like goes down, just so
Well,
the percentage
it's
is
not
low.
just sugars though, because carbs are processed as sugar in your bloodstream. So
Right.
anything with carbs in it, I can't have.
Alright.
That's the problem. It's actually not the sugars. I can deal without sugar, but like just about. But you remember that most of America's diet is on high carbs food.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard for me to avoid everything that has high in carbs because everything is high in carbs. I mean, I can start eating spinach. Great. Let me go get right on that shit. And I'm going to eat less of it and incorporate the diet. If it means that because of that I have a shorter lifespan, then so fucking be it. All right. I mean, that's really all. I mean, that's all I have to say about that.
All right,
Okay.
Ben. Let me tell you right. I'll tell you right on the radio. This is my diet every single day. You will not believe this, but this is what I eat every day. Okay. And keep in mind, I used to weigh 240 pounds last year, and since December when I had pneumonia, I changed my diet, and now I weigh 198 pounds. All right. All right. Every morning, before I even go to work, I go to Duchess. Immediately, I go to fast food. Everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Every single morning, I go to Duchess. I buy a bacon, egg, and cheese, and I buy an orange juice.
Well, at least Duchess
Every
is
morning.
like real bacon, egg, and cheese.
Dude, Duchess really is. It's a real egg that they fry. A couple pieces of bacon, cheese on top of it. It's not, McDonald's processed food. It's a real bacon, egg, and cheese.
Connecticut
that.
only.
I guess Connecticut only, but you need a real bacon, egg, and cheese. It's really, really greasy, by the way. And an orange juice. That's what I have for every morning for breakfast. For lunch, I have like either a ham sandwich or a turkey sandwich with cheese, mustard, mayonnaise, whatever. I have a granola bar, because granola is really important. I have some crackers, just because I need something else in my stomach. And I actually have a candy bar. Every single day I have a candy bar for lunch. And then to drink, I have like a Gatorade or something like that. Not water, but like a power drink, because I need it in the middle of the day. I feel tired. For dinner, I have something that's substantial for me, like chicken or a steak, something like that. And I have a vegetable with it. Sometimes I have a noodle,
Guess what I'm
sometimes I
getting?
don't.
Guess what I'm getting? A barbecue grill.
After the
You know
news?
what? For dinner, that is really crucial. You need to have meat every dinner. You really do. You need to have some kind of meat. If it's turkey or beef or whatever, you need to have meat for dinner. And a barbecue grill will burn the fat right off that meat, and you'll be able to have it, and it'll still taste good. You put barbecue sauce or whatever on it, it'll taste pretty good.
No fat barbecue sauce.
Hey Ben, are you gonna go with the that fire in a barrel barbecue grill that you saw
That's
that
right.
link to?
That's right. The quick
Yeah.
grill. The quick and grill. Yeah, everyone knows
Yeah,
what that is.
yeah.
You guys seen the infomercial with Dick Buckus? The one where they out on the beach and they was making those burgers using newspaper?
Hell yeah. That's the way you do it.
So for dinner, I have a crucial meat, chicken, beef, whatever, a vegetable, and sometimes I have a side, like I said, like maybe a French fry or a noodle. That's okay a couple times a week. You don't want to have it every day, but a side is okay if you're hungry. You can fill yourself up with something like that. And then besides that, I swear to God, I don't snack. I have a bottle of water next to me all day. If I'm hungry, I drink that fucking bottle of water and I fill it up and I drink it again.
So you're still starving yourself.
I'm not starving myself. No, if you have 3 square meals a day, and fast food for breakfast, maybe that's not a square meal, but am I hungry during the day? At some points, yes. But if you just drink that bottle of water, you will not feel it. You won't.
I'm doing the same thing you're doing, and I can tell you it ain't working.
Well, okay, now that's the diet. That's the diet part of it. At least 3 to 4 times a week, I get on an exercise bike and I ride for about 45 minutes, and I sweat. I'm not talking about I'm riding a slow ride. I'm riding as fast as I possibly can, and I burn those fucking calories as much as I can. And I'm the kind of person who, I have not exercised for years. We're talking like 3 to 4 years. I haven't even lifted a weight. I haven't done anything. I jumped on that fucking bike in December after I felt so shitty after getting pneumonia, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pedal till I die. And right now, I feel so much better. I went from literally 245, I'm down to about 198 right now, and I still got to lose. I think I got to get down to about 185. It's not that hard. It's about eating the same thing and also doing that little bit of exercise a couple days a week. It's not that hard. We're talking a half an hour to 45 minutes, man.
That's not. I mean, okay, that works for you.
Yeah, I don't think Ben's is not concerned about the weight. It's just what he can and can't eat.
No, what concerns me?
No, he just said he eats what I eat. I think the only difference is the exercise right now.
I have no problem exercising. I already made plans as far as doing that. But what I'm saying is, you're talking about, you eat, and then when you get hungry, you just drink water. I'm doing that now. Where I have 3 meals, and then I drink water. If I get water, does not do anything for my stomach that's burning.
All right. Do you want me to really be honest? Because I will be, but you're probably gonna slap me for this. All right. When I get home, everyone knows, and I've said this a million times, I'm an alcoholic. All right. If you want to drink, but you don't want to put on calories, all right, you go and you get a Coke Zero, or you get whatever 0 calories, whatever soft drink, and you mix it with whatever alcohol of choice. Right now, I do it with Coke Zero and I do it with Bacardi. And you drink, and guess what? Nothing happens. It does not add to your physique. So you can go home, you're starving, have a drink, It's not going to kill you.
Okay, maybe it works for your body. But drinking when I'm hungry does not satisfy the hunger for me.
Dude,
Well,
once you get used to it, honestly, once you get used to it, you won't be hungry anymore.
Phil's obviously never heard the phrase, niggas gotta eat.
I used to be ravenous, dude. Every day I'd be like, dude, I gotta go to McDonald's. I gotta buy 3 double cheeseburgers. I used to spend so much money on bullshit, I don't do that anymore. I got out of that habit. It's very, very possible. You just have to get yourself into a serious habit where you're like, you know what? This is my habit. I'm gonna do it every single day, no matter what. And after, a week, it's like, oh my god, my stomach. After 2 weeks, you're like, oh, my stomach still kills me. But after you get into it, you're like, okay, this is my routine. I'm going to stick to it. And after a while, you get used to it, and it doesn't bother you anymore.
Sorry. That works for you, but I've already done what you're doing, and it doesn't work for me. So I got to look for another alternative.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to help you. That's my experience.
I appreciate it, but it's not going to work for me.
Sounds to me like you need a personal trainer, someone who's going to be there to tell you, no, you can't eat this bullshit,
No, that's not it. No, I have no problem, controlling like my intake.
He just can't eat the thing. He can't eat the things he likes anymore because he's worried about his blood sugar.
Dude, I love fast food. I love double cheeseburgers. I love the grease. I don't eat it anymore. I had to get used to that.
Yo, Phil.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Nobody gives a fuck about
Shut up, Josh.
Dude. Nobody wants to look like you, dude. I mean, you're a fucking snitch. Everybody hates you. Who would want?
No one wants to look like a snitch.
Nobody
what the
fucking
fuck?
asking, dude. You're yes, getting shot down left and right. Nobody wants to look like you. All right,
what?
Nobody asks about you, stupid ass guy.
I'm trying to help Ben. You're not. Shove it up your fucking ass.
Dude.
How about
I don't give a fuck, and we don't give a fuck about you, motherfucker. Ain't nobody trying to look like you. Shit. Nobody gives a fuck. Right? I just
Trust me,
wanna
no one wants to look like my
No.
face, but a lot of people want to lose weight right now. So
Okay, well, if they ask, then go ahead and let them know. But I don't hear anybody ask, man. You just fucking yapping, dog. It's like killing my fucking high. It's tearing me up, dude.
dude, if Ben didn't care, he would have shut me up a long time ago.
I'm
He was
shutting you up.
trying to help him. Oh, you're shutting.
I didn't hear Ben ask nothing. I didn't hear Ben ask nothing about it.
Up, man.
Yeah, that's why he's silent right now.
Right? That's what I'm saying, yo. Like, get off it, yo. Nobody gives a fuck. Good for you. You lost 40 pounds. All right.
Fine,
Ben's,
I'm off
Ben's
it.
looking
Buddy,
at
ah.
porn. You guys got it mixed
That's what
up.
I'm saying, yo. This motherfucker, man. Just shut up about that shit.
Forever hating. You've been hating on the fucking Irish.
hating.
people
It's
for the
not
past hour,
hating.
and they don't
It's
pay
like-
attention to you.
It's not hating. It's like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much attention do you want, dog, before you fucking shut the fuck
Attention!
up?
I don't give a shit. I'm trying to help Ben. I told him I would talk to him after the radio show.
Help Ben.
He's
I'm
still
gonna help
talking
Ben. I wanna fucking help Ben.
Yeah, blah
Fucking
blah. Yeah, trying to
I wanna be
entice
on the
me.
radio and hear myself talk. Oh, I wanna hear myself talk, Ben.
I gotta buy Jaha a fucking drink in Vegas.
Yeah, I don't really drink a lot, though, man.
That shit's too good.
Someone asked earlier if I drink. I don't really drink. I drink once in a blue moon.
Yeah, I don't drink that much myself, man.
All right, Ben. Let's clarify this. Do you really think that I was?
Hey,
just trying
Ben,
to help?
I lost 40 pounds, and this is what you gotta do, man. And I lost
Blah blah blah.
You know what I'm saying?
Here we go again. It's the next.
Ugly
It's the next
technique.
Ski Sonic. Everyone, are you ready?
Next thing you
Fuck.
know, we're
Talk
gonna be
over
hearing
everybody.
about Trim Spa or some shit, right?
Hey, all right, Ben. All right, I know you got a lot more questions, but let me get back on the topic, all right? 40 pounds, man. You could do it. You could do it. Fuck out of here. Nobody's asking.
Man,
Nobody
I'm sorry. I really thought that you wanted help, and I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give you advice. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know.
What I'm saying is it won't work for me because I'm already doing something similar, and
Okay.
it doesn't work for me. That's what I'm
So
saying.
DSP, shut the fuck up.
All right. You notice Ben's
was
respectful, and you're not. That's the difference between you two.
There's a difference.
Shut the fuck.
But anyway, I'm just going to continue looking at alternatives. You know, I've been on the American Diabetes for most of my break at lunch today. You know, I just
Ain't
want to
that-
be able to eat and not be hungry, not eating and then drinking water to try to work. That's what people do with the Slim Fast diet: a shake for lunch, a shake for breakfast, and a sensible dinner. That's fucking starving
If it
yourself.
makes you feel any better, Ben, my dad has diabetes too, so.
I mean, my uncle has it. Who my
Yeah.
uncle is a physician, and in
Yeah.
fact, I mean, I've been talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, well, I mean, you're gonna have to, go on a really strict diet and so forth and so on." I'm like, well, and then I told him, like, I'm not going. I mean, I'm willing to go on a diet, but I'm not going to sit there and starve myself over it. He says, well, either you so quote starve yourself over it or you die. I'm like, then I choose death, then, motherfucker.
You know what? There's some conniving motherfuckers like DSP, some American fucking scientists.
Oh, I'm
government,
conniving now.
they're fucking,
Okay.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Came up with diabetes and shit because it attacks fucking black diet.
I came up with diabetes.
Well,
Yeah,
people
I work
like
for
you-
Bowflex. Buy a
fucking-
Bowflex, everyone.
Fucking evil white motherfuckers in the government and shit. Making some
Yeah.
disease that attacks the black people's diet or some shit.
Kai,
Yo, I
brought
hate
up a
white
good
people
point.
too, so I'm there with you.
Yeah, I hate white
Fuck you,
people.
Yeah, I
round
hate
eye.
them too.
Shut up, round eye.
Kai,
Shut
brought up a
hard
good
for you
point.
see the ball with your big round eyes.
I have to check. I have to check into. I don't have insurance for my job right now because you have to be on the job. I think 3 or 6 months before you can qualify for insurance, which I'm working on already.
Hold on,
It's
Ben,
probably
you,
3 months.
Ben, you worked there way longer.
Shut
than
the
that.
fuck up!
It's been 6
God
months.
damn, dude. Let him. God.
No, it's been 6 months, but at the same time, though, I mean, after the 3 months, it's not like that a bell went on my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get health insurance. And I mean, I just never really looked into it after I found out that I didn't qualify for 3 months. So obviously, I'm going to try to get into it now. And Kai did bring up a good point that that I could look into surgery, but I really want to leave that as the last resort. I don't really like.
It's hard to get donors too, dude. My homie had to do a kidney transplant and shit. It's hard to get donors.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
He's talking about stomach surgery, like
Oh,
taking my
alright.
stomach.
Hey,
But
I'm sorry.
Ben, you're gonna have to be there when I bench press this motherfucker's face in the floor. Fucking working on it. I'm gonna bench press this nigga's face in the floor.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but I have to ask for a second. Anybody know a good way to take scratches out of CDs without going to buy some shit?
No, there's no way, dude. There's no way, dude. They have
I got it.
offers, but that's just not even really like guaranteed to work.
Does this doctor work? I heard a lot of people said it works, but I've never bothered with it.
He uses it.
Fuck, I can't even have fucking pizza. You know, fuck this fucking shit.
Huh?
He says he can't have pizza.
You know, you just have to give yourself like 1 day a week, Ben, where you eat what you want and get it all out of your system, and then you'd be like, alright, Monday, you know, give like Saturday or Friday night or whatever like that, eat what you want, and then the rest of the week you just have to say, this is what I have to do.
Night tonight. No, I'm not gonna have it tonight. I'm gonna have it Friday night. Friday night, I'm gonna have pizza. Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, hey, Ben, if you ever fucking turn that shit around, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit, whether it's fucking exercise or diet, it's like 80% mental, yo. All that shit.
I don't have any problem with exercising. What I'm planning on doing is getting an iPod.
Yeah.
You know, doing this. I mean, I live on a steep incline, so I'm gonna walk down that hill all the way down to the bottom and walk back up in the same space. I know that by the time I get up that hill, I'm gonna be like wishing for death.
Yeah.
And then,
it's all
I
mental, though, man. You know.
And then I'm gonna order some weights. You know, next time I get paid, and start doing some aerobics and stuff like that, jumping rope and all that stuff. So, I mean, I don't mind the exercising part. You know, but I'm just being adamant. I'm not gonna starve myself over it either.
That dumbbell set looks pretty good. That one that adjusts and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably do a lot of exercise with that, yo. You
Because
just gotta probably just get a bench and like a bench that adjusts all the way from like flat to a 45-degree angle. You could do a lot of stuff with it.
What the hell? Someone just messaged me. The way you get the scratches off the CD is to jack off on the back and rub the thumb with protein from the make the scratches go away. All right,
What else do we expect from this?
Yeah, no shit.
I was waiting for that like 5 minutes ago.
Yo, Kai. Is Kai on the radio?
Nah,
No? Oh.
somebody said it was. I think somebody thought that I was Kai before.
Oh. Racial profiling.
Nah, because Kai said something about the Eno glitch, and then I chimed in on it. So I think Inkblot thought that I was Kai.
Who's talking?
This is Wild Kitty.
Wild Kitty? Wild Kitty's not Pride, right?
Nah.
Different people.
Yeah.
So, if you
he
guys
has a
don't excuse me
complaint.
for 1 second, I'm gonna make myself one bowl of this nasty ass cereal.
Taste testing.
What cereal is this?
It's got some all whole wheat brand, some shit. I don't know. I thought you could just eat Cheerios for that. Cheerios doesn't. I don't know. It might be the way it's processed. Like, even though Cheerios is supposed to not have sugar, it might be like the shit that it's made from. The way it's, like Ben was saying, the way like the carbs and shit just processes it.
That's alright.
Hey, Ben.
I'm sure he knows a lot more about it than I do, or all of us, because he's in that situation.
I don't eat cereal. I'm half lactose intolerant, so I can't even drink milk. So.
You know what's something interesting that I heard from, it's not a reliable source, but it's something that I tend to believe is, like after we turn like 22, 23 and our bodies stop growing, like all of us become somewhat lactose intolerant because our bodies don't need milk and it gets, or we don't need milk anymore because our bones are done growing, so it gets processed in a different way. And that's why if you like drink milk, it always makes you shit after you turn like 23, 24, and I know a lot of people that seem to have that issue. Like, in the morning after you have a bowl of cereal, it's like you gotta go take a shit.
I've got that issue. I'll be honest with you. I can't drink milk anymore. I haven't done it for a long time. And I used to love cereal, too, but I can't do it anymore, man. I'm tired of shitting.
You know, I just put a little bit in it now, just to like keep it moist or whatever, so it's edible.
Yeah, I tried that.
It's not too bad. Like, I'll fill it up, you know, maybe like half as much as I used to put in there or whatever like that. It's like, alright, so you gotta go take a shit, whatever, clean your system out. Do that in the morning, get it taken care of. I don't know. How come only my left fucking earphone is working?
I don't know. There's apparently 6 people on Skype right now, and nobody's talking.
I'm trying to get my magic to work so I can play fucking Accent Core, but
Well, I was just.
Why is Jaha the most insightful person ever? Like, everyone
Insightful.
he tries to start shit.
I don't
Because
talk
he's
about
got mad
myself for
skills.
fucking 3 hours. I get fucking, people really don't give a fuck.
Dude, everyone you talk to, you try to start a fight. What the hell, man?
No, I don't. You can ask all my friends,
Yeah,
dude.
there's
I'm mad
no
cool to them, dude.
They're all your friends.
Like, yeah, ask any
Hello.
of them,
all 3 of them in California.
dude. No. I have friends of fucking East Coast, too.
So why you trying to start shit with me, man? What the hell?
Man, how many times you want me to tell you, yo, before I fucking bench press your face in the floor?
Here we go.
300 pounds, fucking bust your ass.
What does that mean?
All right, I'm
Nah,
back
dude.
and I'm about to
You
face
can
this.
figure it out.
The milk looks weird.
Feel it, son.
I'll try to figure out 300 pounds. I'll try. I don't know how that applies to anything, but
All
okay.
right, this is my first taste
Testing.
test on the cereal.
Testing.
Man, the
All
milk
right.
looks really weird. Like the milk is really dark.
Testing.
Dark. What kind of cereal is it, Ben?
Testing.
yeah, we
Oh
can hear.
my god!
Okay.
This doesn't sound good.
It's probably the milk, not the cereal.
Oh.
He said the milk sounds dark. It sounds like really shitty soy milk.
Maybe
Yes.
he's fucking got like some Count
The
Chocula.
milk's gone bad!
Oh my god, I can't finish
Ben, are you
this.
still alive?
I can't finish this. Fuck this.
Alright. Well, first of all, what kind of cereal was it?
Safeway, whole wheat grain. On the bottom it says recommended for diabetics.
Oh God! Alright, what kind of milk did you drink with it?
I think he said skim milk he's got.
No fat
Yo.
milk.
Dude, non-fat milk is not brown.
I didn't say it was
Yes,
brown.
it is
I
in
said
Seattle.
It's dark.
Oh boy.
Like a dark,
Dark.
really gray color.
Did you
Ben,
check
did
the
the-
expiry date?
Did the doc tell you about avoiding
Like that
stress
cow
and
wasn't
shit like that?
healthy.
There's no shade of white that is dark. I'm sorry.
Yo, Ben, did the doc tell you about fucking, avoiding stress and shit like that, too? You know that shit affects it, right?
Yeah, I know. It can raise your blood sugar up.
Yeah, dude. You gotta fucking try to keep it cool and shit, relax, whatever.
Yeah, you better
Now
quit your
put
job
yourself
and
in-
hide under your covers.
No, motherfucker, ain't no joke, bitch. You fucking
You don't call me a
stupid or
bitch. Shut
something?
up. Shut the fuck up.
E-fight. Let's do it.
DSP don't wanna, dude.
Yeah, huh?
Oh, I'll leave him alone. I'll just wait till I see him.
Yeah, wait till you see me.
Yeah. Because I can't do shit to you now, so why get pissed off about it?
Go ahead, whatever you want. But anyway, we're talking about Ben, not about us, okay?
No, you're talking about you, motherfucker.
No, let's talk about Ben, who hosts the radio show. Let's not talk about the bullshit.
So wait a minute.
Oh my god! Motherfuck.
What happened?
Score.
Oh.
But I walk into rooms and I get like the top score, dude. Fucking nasty.
Well, I got a question, man. Does this affect your plans of coming out to Evo?
Ooh.
Bunkai.
You talking DSP?
I think it's
No.
not a bet.
Oh,
He's talking to Ben.
Ben's still gonna go to Evo, man.
There's healthy
Well,
food.
my boss is getting married, so I may not be able to go now.
You're fucking joking, right?
No.
Dude, just tell him. Be like, yo, I got plans. Sorry, this came up 3 months ago.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna save you some money and I'm gonna free up my seat.
Tell your boss to have the marriage in Vegas.
Yeah, right. There you go.
He's getting married in Canada. Well, he's
Tell me
married.
to hook him over to drive-through wedding.
Well, he's marrying
Hey.
his gay partner, so they gotta get married in Canada.
Oh, okay now.
Phil, that won't sit well with Phil. Let's hear it. Come on.
You say, you know what? You should tell him that shit's against your religion, dog. I can't go to your wedding, son.
Yeah.
Tell him you don't got a passport or something.
He didn't invite me
You don't need a
Oh, then why are
passport.
you worried about it?
because he's on vacation the same week that the evolution.
Oh, you got to cover for him and shit, huh?
Yeah, and he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna allow me to take the vacation.
It's all good.
Wow,
gotta-
that sucks.
Yeah,
You
Ben
gotta
always
pull
get fucked
Ben
over.
under the blankets, dude. Fucking make a dummy of yourself and just leave it at work. There's no boss there anyway.
Yeah, that'll work.
Put a tape recorder there of things you say at work.
I finished eating the cereal. Let me say that was some nasty shit. And I
Yeah,
only
but
ate it
brown
because my stomach was like really, really hungry. All right.
I don't know. Brown milk?
It's not brown.
Oh,
It's really, really dark gray.
Got old milk. Like, fucking shit's aged.
And that's all I can have for the dinner. It's great. Let me-
Bullshit.
Well, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. I announced it on the radio a few shows ago that I probably won't be able to make it out.
What?
It's not a signed deal. You know, he's like, talk to me later about it. You know, so I'm gonna try to talk to him sometime next month before the registration date ends on the hotel. So, and hopefully
Well, talk to who, man? You got cut off when you were saying that.
talk to my boss next month.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, you gotta go to Evil, man. Come on. Fuck this nonsense.
I can go to Evil. I just won't have a job when I come back.
Well, you line one up.
Yeah, that'd be.
okay.
Just get in a different bank. Just have it start the next week. Then
Welcome back,
Yeah.
Tom. Hey. I was just telling everyone that I don't even think I told you is like I may not be able to go to Evo this year, which is kind of a bummer.
You gotta quit your job.
Yeah, that's always an idea. You know, my last day be on the Thursday before Evolution. Yeah, there you go.
how can you miss like the annual Street Fighter parade?
Yeah, I'm definitely not listening.
I mean, let's say there's a religious holiday, but I don't know a religious holiday that happens around that time of the year. You know, if it was like doing Yom Kippur or something, then I can
Convert.
I can just say I'm a black Jew, you know. But so everyone try out the Safeway brand whole wheat cereal.
No thanks.
I don't even know what Safeway is. I'm on the East Coast, man.
All right, Safeway, they're owned by Kroger. Most people should be familiar with that.
What's good, Joe?
What's that? Someone said, I eat bran flakes with soya milk. Yeah, great. That's good for you. You enjoy it. That's like saying you enjoy anal sex. I mean, I guess that's an acquired taste. You know, I can't do it. You know.
What'd
I'm
you do
sorry,
for
man.
$5 billion?
Oh,
$5
boy.
billion, I would eat every whole wheat grain in that Safeway, but at least my stomach is not piercing, burning anymore. But you know, the most debilitating part of this is the fact that I wake up about I would say on an average of 16, maybe 17 times to use the restroom. Every half hour I get up to use the restroom. That's the most annoying part of it all. So I can't I really don't really sleep per se, like go in deep sleep. I dream for 10 minutes and then I gotta wake up and off into the restroom. So at work I've been extremely tired and my boss understands. He's like, hey, I kind of gotta keep the tempo up. cold quiet now.
I'm looking up foods.
Good luck on that. I'm sure say that.
It's turned
I'm
into
sure
the diet
that,
show.
I'm sure that you'll probably find some nice, probably some grass on my front lawn with a little bit of soy sauce, with a daffodil on the side, along with my spinach drink.
Delicious.
Soy sauce is salty though.
Not really. I'm telling you, man, you can eat, a decent amount of food, even bad food, as long as you work out at the same time.
I told you I don't have any problem with that.
Hey.
I don't know. Do it.
Breakfast and brunch. Wheat
Ben,
muffins.
let's be honest, man. You're telling me you eat the same diet that I eat, and you work out as much as I work out, right?
No, I have not worked out yet. I am obviously since I got the news. Obviously, I'm working that into my schedule.
All right. Well, once you work that into your schedule, I think you'll be a lot better off. I do.
Well, obviously, I mean that's not really up for debate. I mean, no one's gonna sit here and tell me that exercise is bad. I'm I'm looking at this list. Great, I can eat omelet Mexicano. Great. Let's see here. Pancakes with cottage cheese. You fucking kidding me?
I'd eat that. That sounds good.
You can eat.
Can you have some
whatever
kind
the
of syrup
hell
on
you
that?
want.
No, I can't.
No, honestly,
What's
you can
the
eat whatever the
fucking
hell
point
you
of-
want as long as you don't eat fast food every day and you work out.
I don't
You
know.
know?
Well, still, you're talking about losing weight, though. I mean, this is...
It's the same thing. Dude, I'm sorry, but... And I'm going to be really honest with you. I know a bunch of people who are considered overweight, and every single one of their doctors says, oh, guess what? You have type 2 diabetes. It's bullshit. This is the new excuse for a doctor to say you need to lose weight. It really is. It's the new hype.
No.
Oh, you have type 2 diabetes. You need to lose weight. And
I
everyone
can't listen to
comes
this motherfucker no more, yo, Ben. Oh, Ben. I can't
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, Ben.
DSP,
Ben,
you
please
mentioned,
respond.
maybe you missed the part where I said I had to go pee like 15 times a night,
Yeah, and so did I.
and I'm always thirsty and always hungry.
And so am I. Or so was I.
Yeah, and the reason because of that is because I have too much sugar in my blood,
Mm-hmm.
and so if I don't get that down, then it's going to be bad news.
Right. That's a symptom of being overweight. It's been a symptom forever, but
Well,
now
it
they have
is-
a new fancy term for it called
this
type 2
symptom
diabetes.
appeared in the last week and a half.
Huh?
Before that, I never had a problem.
I'm being honest with you, man. I'm not trying to
being
be,
honest with you.
put bullshit in your head. I'm telling you.
Well, I mean,
I was through the same shit, and I know people right now who are going through the same shit. This is the new, oh, you need to lose weight, you have type 2 diabetes. Everyone has the same symptoms, it's just a new excuse for it,
nah, I don't agree with that.
Right now, dude, I still have fucking problems. Every day I shit like 3 or 4 times. You know?
You don't want to
I'm
know
sorry,
that.
I do. Well, I know you didn't want to know, but I do. I still have bowel problems. It's not going to heal
Well,
itself.
bowel problems is not actually one of the symptoms. The symptoms is actually just urinating on a constant basis.
Yeah. And when I say bowel problems, what do you think? It's
Well,
not
you're
just
talking about bowel
shitting
movement.
like crazy.
I'm not-
It's
You're talking about bowel. I'm talking about bladder.
all right.
Okay.
Well, you got to pee a lot, and then you got to shit a lot. There's a lot of stuff to it.
Okay.
You don't have to believe me if you don't want, but I'm just trying to be real with you, man.
Okay. Thanks for everybody for coming on to the show. You guys have a great night.